Welcome back, everybody. We are on part 2. It's time for the hot tags of the week. Some different news and rumors and stories and just dirt sheet rumors and bullshit that we need to talk about. A lot of things that have been happening, oddly enough. Usually Tuesdays when we do this, it's like nothing. And then Wednesday, like, somebody dies and stuff. And it's like, oh, crap, that kind of thing. But we got a lot of weird stuff to talk about this week. And we're just going to get right into this. Last week we were talking about Dewey Foley has a job in WWE. He's going to be a writer's assistant. And we were talking a little bit about whether or not Mick Foley was sort of being a little bit more lenient on what he had said because of that or whatever. He actually addressed that in something. I'm like, I don't know if he's paying attention to this Smark out moment or what, but nonetheless, the Foley family's still in the news. Noelle Foley, rumors are going around that she has been auditioning for a backstage interviewer position in WWE. So I don't know that much about Noelle. I know she's attractive, and I know that she obviously is Foley's daughter, and I know that she does that like ringside collectibles thing, where she does like some videos on YouTube or whatever, talking about like action figures or whatever, but I haven't actually checked it out, so I don't know like her talents and stuff like that. But does anybody have any opinion about Noelle? Maybe like big fan of her, don't really know that much, but just want to see her on TV because she's cute.
No, I'll have to watch.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I really have no opinion on this. I mean, I'll just have to wait and see. I don't really know too much about her.
Doesn't she do the list on the WWE Network?
That is right. I actually have seen her on that, and she was decent on that.
So
I already thought that she was already employed by these fucking cunts.
So Foley really just went into this whole tirade about how much it sucked just so he could say how much better it is now that his kids are there. Like, that's like 100% certain now, right?
I don't know. It's a little bit suspect, but I mean, I would be willing to give Foley the benefit of the doubt that maybe that's not the case. Because, I mean, it's not the same, like, if your parents are, like, helping you get a job somewhere or whatever like that, it doesn't mean that they're not still just going to be like, well, it still kind of sucks. Like, oh, I hate that company or something like that. So maybe he's just telling the truth about it. But it is a little bit odd that if he would still be bashing it, then I wouldn't think that's necessarily the case. But it's kind of odd that this happened right around the same time that he was just like, all right, I'm still going to watch it again because it's great, A little weird.
To be fair, I don't think that's actually Mick Foley's daughter.
Why not?
I'm just saying. Well, Mick Foley, right? He's an ugly-looking dude.
He was
okay?
a good-looking guy when he was younger. And his wife's good-looking.
Yeah. The only reason he's not a good-looking dude is because he's going off of cages and through thumbtacks and set on fire.
And teeth have gone through his nose.
Half his ear is ripped off.
If I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt for anything, it's going to be for that.
What's your excuse for being ugly, Sean?
Oh, I was dropped on my face as a child.
Okay.
And that car hit him that one time.
I did get hit by a car. That did happen.
And it was a parked car.
That was Hot Wheels. All right, let's move on to another story here. Tough Enough winner Josh Bredl, I think is how you pronounce that. He's gotten his new WWE name. He's going to be Bronson Mathews going forward. Looking at the guy, I don't know if I really would consider him a Matthews, but Bronson was a character that he was trying to create on the show. So I guess they just kind of said, like, let's go along with that. But hopefully he doesn't carry on the British accent he was trying to do, because that was really bad. But the way that he looks, I could see him being a Bronson. I think it fits.
Well, I think I haven't seen this, but I have a pretty good idea that they're probably going off of the pretty much most famous English jailed man, Bronson. You guys know about this guy?
I haven't seen the movie, but I know it's Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy plays him in the movie, but it's based on an actual guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he's just like the most notorious troublemaker ever, and he's not particularly like... There's a lot of question over whether he's a bad guy or not, because he's not particularly a bad guy where he's going around trying to ruin other people's days, but he just likes to cause trouble. He just likes to get in fights. Like every time the guards come to him, he always like tries to kick everybody's ass. So it's always a struggle. Like he's just an asshole. He's a troublemaker.
Troublemaker.
And the movie on him is absolutely fascinating because he goes into like these periods of his life where he's making art, and I don't know. You have to see that movie because Tom Hardy's awesome in it.
Is he making art from like the blood of his victims or something?
I'm pretty sure there's a scene where like he captures a guy, holds him hostage, wipes the guy in his feces, and then covers himself in oil, and then finally unlocks the doors to allow the guards come in so that they have to tackle him down while he's covered in oil and naked and just throwing punches at them. So yeah, that's what I think this wrestler is probably taking off of.
See, I don't know anything about that. I immediately thought of Charles Bronson.
I used to
the Dirty
think that
Dozen.
was the Tom Hardy movie, and I'm like, he doesn't look anything like Charles Bronson.
Well, here's the funny thing is that guy named himself after that because he has a birth name. I can't remember what it is. But when he went into bare knuckle fighting, the manager type guy that he was with said, you got to come up with a ring name. And he just named himself after Charles Bronson, the actor.
There you go.
He surrounded a lot of his personality around that too, off of the movie persona that you saw from him.
Michael Gordon Peterson was his real name.
Yeah, it's not nowhere near as cool of a ring as that.
Yeah, it's not intimidating.
Well, I was curious to see if maybe Matthew was a part of it. That's why he would go with Bronson Mathews, you know?
Well, my other point I was going to say is I don't think that he'll keep the Matthews. I think we'll end up getting a point where they've done with a lot of these wrestlers where they drop one of the names, and he'll just be Bronson.
Bronson, what a fucking stupid name.
He'll be Bronson M, like Big E. Or he'll be Troublemaker Bronson.
Or Bronson Pinchot.
So, I mean, that's a step forward. Josh seems like he's doing all right. If anybody's following Breaking Ground, he's, not in like an unfavorable light like ZZ at the very least. So that's good. And I think it's a decent name. I mean, at the very least, it's so much better than a lot of the other names that they've been coming up with. Like, I'm very happy to see that it's not another Michael McGillicuddy. Or Adolph Ziggler. Or, I don't know, like a Kirk Cameron or whatever the hell they would go with.
They've done a lot better with the names lately.
A lot of them have been pretty decent.
The worst one has been Solomon Crow. And everything.
That's not even that bad, actually. I mean, Solomon isn't really like, they're going to be like, oh man, did you see Solomon beat that guy up? It's like, oh, who did he beat up? Sebastian? Or
Don't they have no, they have Sylvester Lefort.
Yeah. Like the next couple people are going to be like Ansel. And like,
I thought Sylvester got that can like
Gunther.
months ago.
Nah, Sylvester's still around. He's
Know.
just like waiting to get fired, I think.
To be fair, I bet you could totally name Tyler Breeze Hansel.
I can see it.
Hansel
Okay,
Breeze
cool.
or just Hansel?
Just
Hansel.
Yeah, he could just be Hansel. He could start off as Hansel Breeze, but then he can drop the last name like everybody else.
He could be Handsome Hansel.
Ooh, there you go. That's got 80s written all over it.
He could also be Gorgeous Gretel. Let's see what else we have here. Alberto Del Rio was attacked by a fan, and not in WWE. This time they got lucky. This was the World Wrestling Council Lockout event. It's one of the few little remaining things that he had left that he needed to do from his previous deal that, when WWE signed him, he still had a couple other commitments. So they're letting him do them, or at least a couple of them. And he was wrestling, I forget who, I know his brother was involved in some fashion. He might have been wrestling his brother, actually, I don't know. Former Mimo Montenegro, who didn't last that long in NXT. But if you watch the video of it, Del Rio is on the outside, and he kind of gets a little bit too close to, like, the security barricade, and this fan just, like, grabs him and starts, like, pretending to hit him, sort of. And then everybody starts going nuts and stuff. I don't know if he was, like, hitting him hard, and it just doesn't look that intimidating, or if he was pretending, like, oh, it's kind of cool, like, if I would be hitting Del Rio or whatever, and they took it too far or whatever, but there's another incident, then, of somebody kind of like getting involved in a fan. That's been like a recurring theme in 2015.
Why are the fans attacking ADR? He's not a former member of the Shield.
That is true. And he's not AJ Lee or Lita, so there's no point in hanging out WWE headquarters for him, right? At least it's not smearing shit on the wall.
No, Del Rio is a pretty good looking dude.
And maybe that's what Josh is going to do. He'll smear some shit on the side of WWE headquarters and wait until somebody comes to arrest him. So any thoughts on Del Rio getting attacked? Any, like, we need to start doing this in a different environment or any of that kind of crap? I'm assuming not, but throwing it out there.
Now, of course, I don't want to see any of the talent legitimately get hurt, but I don't know. I think it's just random lone idiots that want to be part of the story themselves. Get over yourself, crowd. You are not part of the show.
At least he's got it better off than Norman Reedus, who recently was at an event and one of the fans was super excited to meet him and then just decided to bite him. It's like, okay, are you a vampire? Or not a vampire, a zombie? No. Until we get people in WWE getting bitten, you know, could be worse. What else we have here? Oh, all right, let's talk another non-WWE thing. This has been going around for a little bit here, and it's actually gotten... It's a bad choice of words to say it's gotten quite big. But Joey Ryan, he's been getting pretty famous now for this video that's been going around of him, and he's wrestling an event. If you haven't seen this already, you definitely got to check it out. A wrestler whose name is escaping me right now. Does anybody remember the name of the wrestler that he's facing?
I don't remember.
Ochiko Banzai.
He grabs Joey Ryan's junk, and basically it's like Joey Ryan's dick is a better wrestler than a lot of the people that are on WWE according to the storyline of this match, because he's able to control the match, he's able to hurt the guy and whatever. It's a funny video and you definitely got to check it out. And this is blowing up on the internet. He's now like making t-shirts based off of it and stuff. People that don't follow wrestling are watching it because, you know, it's just like becoming a meme or whatever. Jim Cornette apparently hates it. And we were talking last night after the Raw post show. We were going through, there was a tweet about it where he was just complaining, and Joey Ryan called him out on like how homophobic he was being and stuff. What do you guys think about this whole Joey Ryan situation? Is this just harmful fun or whatever, or is it ridiculous and hurting the reputation of wrestling like Jim Cornette seems to think it does?
I think it's harmless. It's still kind of a dick move, though.
Donkey Cocky wasn't that good of a joke.
Oh,
It's fine for like a one-off act, but I mean, it's something that can be really oversaturated fast, and will eventually just make people turn off to him if he does it too much.
They're not going to turn on.
No.
I know, it's just something you don't want to beat into the ground over and over.
Well, it's a hard situation.
All right, what else we got?
Yes.
Sean, throw a wanker joke out there.
I am not a comedic goat.
What kind of goat are you?
I don't know, but I'm not a comedic one. I don't know.
All right, then. Thanks, Sean.
Proven that correct. No thoughts on Joey Ryan, Sean?
I don't like Joey Ryan in TNA, and well, you know, it is what it is, right? It's a bit childish. It's a bit immature. It's what wrestling is.
All right, so we're talking about comedy here, and somebody else is going to get into comedy now. It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's going to follow in the footsteps of Dolph Ziggler and Mick Foley. They've been getting into the stand-up routine. He's going to try one. It's the 2x4 tour.
Oh god, it's going to be fucking horrible.
It's basically what you would expect it to be from what the schedule seems. It's like, well, you know, you can talk about some funny stories, you can ask him questions or whatever like that. Hacksaw doesn't strike me as the type of guy that would be really great when it comes to like stand-up comedy, but he's a funny character, and I had fun talking to him at a convention a little while ago and stuff. I'd be interested in checking it out if it was in my area, but I don't think he's coming to my area, so that might be for like a long while, whatever. If he's popping up around you guys, you might check him out?
No.
Not at all? No interest?
I don't want to listen to a wrestler just talk about dumb shit. I want to watch him wrestle, or like talk smack to a guy in a ring.
You don't want to hear him talk about pipe?
No, especially because he's dead and he's just going to be depressing about it. Probably break down and cry on stage.
Oh, pipe. I miss you, pipe. See, it's got Sean laughing.
Wow.
Break down and cry. Holy shit, dude. So mean.
I'm not really interested too much in this either. I mean, even if it was in my area, I'd probably just wait and hear what people are saying about it and catch the best parts on YouTube.
If somebody uploads it.
Yeah, I won't even bother with that much. Like, you mentioning this now will probably be the only time this ever crosses my thought pattern. And I will never
that's
think about
possible
this again.
Aw, poor Hacksaw.
Oh.
Hacksaw, come to my area. pay to watch it unless it's exorbitant amount of money.
I'll
If
give you
it's
some
like $50.
soup.
I ain't $10. I'll go see it. Why not? Maybe get an autograph, get a picture, ask him about pipe. Yeah. Let's move on to another thing that I find kind of funny, but clearly Jim Ross doesn't. His Twitter was hacked the other day, and the person that hacked it posted a whole bunch of pro Leeds United tweets, and then started a rumor that Jim Ross died. It was like, what? This is like a massive, woo, Leeds United. Also, I'm dead. Like, what? So the big story that was going around was, no, Jim Ross is not dead or whatever. Now, of course, he's naturally really pissed off about that because nobody would like to get their Twitter account hacked and for people to think that they're dead and stuff like that. But this is another Twitter hacking, and usually when this happens, people don't go straight to the dead thing. It tends to be like, fuck WWE and whatever like that. But any thoughts on this whole, I gotta hack Jim Ross and say that he's dead, but I also gotta support my team kind of thing?
Do you think it was the same guy who hacked Kurt Angle?
Oh, so Kurt Angle hacked Jim Ross's account?
I think it was Kurt Angle who did it, yep.
Or maybe it was Ryback.
I don't think Kurt Angle possesses the technical know-how to do that.
So any thoughts on the JR thing?
Why Leeds United though?
What a weird
Leeds
thing to
United-
post
Leeds-
if you hack somebody's account.
Leeds
Right.
United is so fucking shit.
It's like,
I
you're
should
gonna
not-
hack it like, woo, go Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like, not even like just post up like, oh, I'm JR and I'm gay.
Like,
Even
could
that kind of
you
makes
could have
more
done that,
sense.
yeah. You could have done that, yeah. Oh, I'm JR and I got a huge erection from Stone Cold Steve Austin. My God.
And then from like the dumbest thing they could post, they like take it to the highest level they can by just
Right.
saying, "Oh, I'm dead."
Stone Cold.
Posting from beyond the grave.
Any of this doesn't matter at all, though. JR is not relevant. He hasn't been relevant for a long time. Again, I don't give a shit.
He probably did it to himself. He was like, what,
Trying to
what
get
can I
himself
do?
some more relevancy.
What can I do to get myself in the news? Oh, I know. I find the shittest team I can think of, which is Leeds United. Post about that and then go, oh, by the way, I'm dead, LOL.
LOL. Buy some barbecue sauce and some Skittles, and I'm dead. LOL. Oh man, I want this version of Jim Ross. Jim Ross
Or
is
he's
just
dead.
No, not when he's dead. The one who's just kind of like, I'm dead. LOL.
I give it 2
Smiley
years before
face.
he kicks the bucket. There you
Winky
go.
Winky face.
Here's my prediction. 2 years time, Jim Ross is going to die from a heart attack from too much barbecue sauce.
Oh, stop it.
Even worse, winky face and then the tongue out. Ah. Gotta slow down. Oh god. Let's move on to another one before this gets bad. Or gets even worse, at the very least, I should say. Rey Mysterio's injured again.
Tat.
I thought he was supposed to be signed for WWE.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
What specifically did he injure?
What do you think? The likelihood that Rey Mysterio is going to injure like his ear or something like that, it's like pretty much out the window. It's a knee injury.
Didn't he crack his like orbital bone or something once? Like towards the tail end of his WWE time?
I don't remember him wearing the Undertaker's old mask instead of his normal mask.
Well, I think he was just out.
Maybe.
Just disappeared. But yeah, this is what, the 20th knee injury this guy has gotten?
I mean, I'm somebody who has said for a long time now, I think that Rey Mysterio, towards the bottom half of his career, was massively overrated because he wasn't able to do what he used to do. He used to be great, but this guy just needs to give it up. Like, I really don't see any incentive for him to continue wrestling. He's going to get to the point where he can't walk.
I think he already is quickly
might be.
facing towards that. I think it's already too late. I think his body's going to reject it soon.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just like because I'm not super interested in him wrestling. Like, for the betterment of his own health, he needs to stop wrestling. If somebody like Christian will stop and Edge will stop, Austin says he's in the best condition that he's been in a long, long time and he won't wrestle, Rey Mysterio should take the hint, man. Like, get out while you can. If you can walk with a cane later on, it's better than being in a wheelchair.
I'm a firm believer that if you have to wrestle in a t-shirt, it's time to stop.
Yeah, Kevin Owens.
Kaylin, any thoughts on Rey Mysterio?
Well, like I said before, it sucks when any guy gets injured, but I haven't had too much interest in him lately. But of course, wish him speedy recovery.
So maybe one thing that he can do just to kind of pass the time and help with all that pain is contact Val Venis, who is now going by Kaptain Kannabis. And he's selling weed. Peyton, I'm going to go straight to you on this one.
Cool.
You going to hit him up?
Hello, stoners. I don't know what
He
more-
still comes out with the towel.
I don't know what more do you. It's not a towel. It's actually like a giant like joint paper.
Yeah.
That's wrapped around himself. That's about as much as I got out of this. I mean, it's cool, funny story. I don't think is this going to be something he incorporates into his wrestling persona?
That'd be cool.
To do finishers like the burnout.
Well, he used to have the money shot, so he can turn that into the bong rip, I guess.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
And I was just sitting there going, I don't know any stoner terms. What are like some other things he could use as a finisher?
Well, he could actually like bring out a bong and like hit people with it. That could be like his prop.
He could have the Undertaker's 3 bongs. They could team up.
He could do a move called the one-hitter.
Ooh, there you go.
Either that or you could do something where he just continually hits somebody and it's just like, he's taking another hit. And he's taking another hit.
You could have a move called the chill 'em, thrill 'em.
That was lost on me.
It's a type of piece. People out there will get it. You won't.
Yeah, I'm like totally lost on that one. Something about weed. I don't know. Sean, any thoughts about this?
No.
All right, then. Now, what if instead of weed, he was in favor of naproxen? Would you have an opinion then?
Don't do drugs. Drug are bad.
All right. Drug are bads, guys. You heard that.
So, what rank would he be if he was?
I was
pushing
just sitting there thinking
naproxen?
about that.
Now,
Gee.
if he was to give me narcotics, like proper painkillers, I'd still probably say no, because I don't trust Val Venis. He might give you an STD if you touch him.
Officer Oxycontin.
The
National
Vicodin
Guard,
kid. Yeah.
National Guard naproxen.
That is the one thing I want to try the next time I'm in America is Vicodin.
And he could be Val Vicodin.
Valve.
So, does anybody think that this is gonna probably burn any bridges? Not,
I see what you.
Unless you wrap something up to look like a bridge.
that this might hurt his chances of ever coming back to WWE, even though I would assume he's
No.
probably not going to be like, some featured roster member or anything. But
How many videos and pictures of Rob Van Dam out there is there of him with weed?
that's true.
Rob Van Dam smokes weed.
99.9% of them.
Wow. We
And
should
I
talk
mean-
about
Rob
that.
Van Dam smokes 99% percent of weed.
I mean, I didn't think his chances of having any type of relationship going back were particularly high anyway.
Hi.
So, I mean, they don't get high. They are.
Maybe he could shack up with Mojo Rawley.
Yo, imagine Val Venis, Mojo Rawley, and the Undertaker all hanging out in a room together.
They'd be best buds.
Suddenly, Zack Ryder would feel like the oddball. I'd be down for checking it out. Why not?
That'd be a good table for 3.
Oh God, yeah, that would be amazing.
Just sitting
Very
there,
spooky table.
Yeah.
I can just picture Mojo just kind of like goofy smile, his whole face, the whole entire time. Val Venis just kind of like, that grizzly kind of voice that he has and stuff, and Undertaker just looking like pissed.
He's pissed because like they couldn't get like the kind of food he wants.
Yeah,
The steak
wanted to
ain't rare enough.
I was just gonna say the steak is like still dead, and he's just like, oh fuck this. Damn it, WWE, do this table for 3. We'll do a fan tracks for it or something.
That's a good incentive.
Yeah. We'll be able to make money off of it if you do it. There you go, WWE.
Not if they have anything to say about it.
That's true. I'll win in court. Why not? Well, I think that's it for the hot tags for this week. Unless there's anything else that anybody wants to throw out there. Anything that I didn't notice?
Tater tots.
All right, guys. Well, if you have any things you want to talk about when it comes to this, leave that in the comments below. Tell us your opinions about what we talked about for all these different topics and stuff. And we're going to take a break with the rest hold. So click on that in part 3. And we'll come back after that with some of the TLC predictions. So stay tuned. Part 3 is coming up next.